The man I loved for 5 years ruined my dream of becoming a flight attendant, all with a single tattoo. The day before my flight attendant tryouts, my boyfriend of 5 years, a pilot named Jake, got someone to remove my birthmark, and I ended up with a bunch of tattoos instead. I woke up from the drug and was furious about to go to him, but when I went to confront him, I saw him normally, so composed, completely lost in passion, pinning the woman who had been the ringleader of all my high school bullies down on our bed. Tattoos are a no-go for the interview, Jake. I fought so hard to get her that slot, and now she's done for. Brenda, the bully, purred. They can lacer it off, but I wanted her to have a little scar, just so she knows not to try any funny business again. Jake frowned, then slapped her hard across the face. How could I ever hurt her like that? I love her. I am warning you. Stay out of our business, and don't you dare try to screw us up. Brenda just giggled, holding her cheek. Oops, sorry, maybe you could slap me somewhere else, handsome. The whole scene played out in front of me, a mess of lust and betrayal. My heart just crumbled and I turned and walked out. He thought I was obsessed with him, but I had something he didn't pert a system. And right then, its cold voice pinged in my mind. A confirmed target change, yeah? I said, my voice flat. I do. The world was wide open. We were going our separate ways. No need to ever cross paths again. I was wandering aimlessly when I passed the farmer's market down the street. Mrs. Henderson, who was closing up her stall, smiled at me. Your Jake was here earlier buying enough food for a feast. That's a keeper you got there, girl. Jake had always been on top of things in our everyday life. I used to brag about it too. Those two are so good together. Here'd you got that flight attendant job. You big shot busy bees, better tie the knot soon. My eyes stung and I just shook my head, unable to speak. Everyone's praise and my shattered dreams felt so unreal. Jake, after he fell from me, his affection meter had shot to like 100%. He returned every good thing I'd ever done for him tenfold. But ever since Brenda showed up, that near perfect score just froze. And now he'd cheated without a second thought, and even screwed up my life for her. My body still felt weird from the drugs, and my heart just kept pounding with pain. I passed a flower shop and there was Jake pulling up in his car. I loved flowers and he got me new ones 3 times a week. He always made it a point. Even after sneaking around, he hadn't forgotten. He was back to his charming self, getting out of the car in a rush, looking a little put out when he hugged me. Babe, why'd you leave early? I was worried sick. I didn't bother calling him out on it. His sense of timing was impeccable, perfect for sneaking girls into our place. The florist came out, pointing to the counter inside. Mr. Miller, your flowers are all ready. I saw 2 bouquets. One was a popular generic arrangement. The other was clearly picked out by someone personally. The arrangement on the right had black roses. I'd seen it a million times in his photos. He stiffened, his face clouding over. I only ordered one. Brenda sashayed into the shop, the wind chimes tinkling as she passed, and snatched up the fancy one. Her new and old love bites were on full display as she moved. Brenda giggled and lightly slapped Jake's chest. Oops, sorry, she got it wrong. This one's mine. She never said a word to me, only a smug look that just screamed her triumph. Jake glared at her but forgot to explain anything to me. I felt a knot in my stomach I didn't want to see anymore, so I went the other way. It was only a few blocks home, but he didn't come after me. Standing in front of the mirror in my room, my fingers shook as I took off my shirt. A giant butterfly with wings spread wide across my back and a few more on my arms. Jake walked in just as I broke down. I had gone over it again and again in my head. He was a pilot. How could he not know the airline's rules? Why did you do this? I was the highest scoring candidate in my class. I was a shoo-in for graduation with a great future. I had been training non-stop and he had noticed, making me healthy meals with the same devotion. Our wedding was planned right after I officially got the job. But then he gave my spot away for Brenda, tossed all my efforts away like they meant nothing. I was so close, like our relationship. Poings almost. Jake's voice was hoarse. That birthmark was impossible to get rid of, so I thought this was the answer. It looks great, doesn't it? He kissed me, his eyes full of desire, but the person in the mirror looked lost. My tears had dried up.